going to see one route. You can grab the surface if you walk along the street near.
matchNhack. We're really pleased to host Julia and the matchNhack global brand here at the Google campus today. So I just wanted to say hello and introduce both ourselves, the company who invest in early stage seed tech startups, and our own startup, 42 Tons, which hopefully I'll be speaking to some of you if you're devs about later on. So very quickly, just to tell you about the event, the actual matching will be described by Jan, the founder of Julia and the matchNhack technology. But the actual process at the moment, we're going to have a speaker, then we're going to have a 2-hour matching session, and we've got a lunch ready downstairs, catered, we've got loads of drinks, snacks, everything, so come down straight afterwards. There's a cafe, it's a really cozy place to sit and start the hacking process. Then further on, about 8 o'clock, we're going to have some pizza, and hopefully after that some beer, and then some prizes for the winning team. So we've got amazing prizes. The guys will tell you a bit more about that later, both for the startups and for the developers. So let me now introduce Joyce John, the speaker for today. She's the founder of Founders Fit, as well as having been in tech for 10 years, an expert. So, let me pass it straight over to her to give us a talk on virality from her point of view.
Good afternoon, everyone. So, thank you very much for coming today and giving up your Saturday to be here for this hackathon. So, I'm going to talk about viral campaigns from an investor's perspective. So, how many of you here have run viral campaigns before? Just a show of hands. Okay? And how many people get the value of viral campaign and what it can do to help you grow? Okay? And how many people think that they get the value but they don't quite know how it works? Okay? So I'll count myself in that because I'm new to it as well. The last 10 years I've been in the banking industry. I worked for JP Morgan and Morgan Stanley. And then last year, I've done lots of interesting things. So today's agenda is really around introducing myself and the things that I'm involved in, both as an entrepreneur and as an investor. Talking about why viral campaigns work and what is it that really drives growth. And then I'm going to give you a very short summary of what is it that investors look for. 3 things that really matter to them when they are investing. And finally, we'll open it up to Q&A. So at any point, if you have questions, please feel free to interrupt. And it's more about having this dialogue. And as Ivan said, I'm not an expert. So I am an angel investor. I'm an entrepreneur and an ex-banker. I'm also a mother of 2-year-old. So juggling lots of things. I started my career in JP Morgan in Singapore. Worked for them in Singapore and then in New York. So that was my computer engineer background, where I was developing applications for pricing and risk management. A very different world, but that was more than a decade ago, so a lot of things I did are probably not relevant now. And then did my MBA at London Business School, and that's when I joined Morgan Stanley here in UK. So it's been a very interesting career. I've seen the dot-com bust. I've seen the financial crisis that we are still feeling the pinch. And last year, I set up something called the Startup Leadership Program in London, which is a program that brings together 25 startup CEOs from tech, clean tech, life sciences, and social sector, puts them through a 6-month training program, and then helps them raise money. It's a global program that's in 20 cities worldwide. Last year, we were in 12 cities across US, India, and UK. And this year, we're going to be in 6 countries. I've also set up a couple of different entrepreneurial ventures in the non-profit space, mainly focused on education. So STIR Education is the latest one where we're looking at micro-innovations that work and how we can scale up innovations that cost very little but help drive results, both in terms of numeracy and literacy. And Flow was something similar a few years ago that was set up and is now part of Pearson, and the idea was to identify innovations anywhere, not necessarily in schools. It could be entrepreneurs doing innovative things, but something that is happening in the emerging world, and if we could scale it up around the world. So those are the non-profit ventures that I've been involved in. And currently I'm doing two things. One is running Founders Fit full-time. My co-founder, Ichaso, teaches entrepreneurship, and unfortunately she couldn't be here because she's in Chicago. She and I have been working with entrepreneurs for a really long time, and we also do investments. So Angel Lab is an angel investment syndicate where we pool funds and invest in early stage companies. So today I'll be talking more from the capacity of an angel investor. Now, why do viral campaigns work? One of the best ways to influence somebody is using this concept of social proof. If somebody recommends something to you, you're more likely to do it. And that's the whole concept behind viral campaigns. People refer something to you, to their friends, and they refer it. So it's almost like a virus that spreads, but in a positive way. You're spreading something that's beneficial to you and to others. And Facebook is an example of that. Nearly 1 billion users using it with the phenomenal growth that they've just had. And if you just look at why this is happening, or the whole reason behind viral campaigns. 7 years ago, of the top 10 sites that had the most traffic, maybe just one was a social app. But today, nearly 6 of those have a social element to it, from Google Plus to Facebook to YouTube to Wikipedia, Twitter, and so on. So things have changed, and if you can develop something that links to these social media outlets, it can phenomenally grow the way your
we'd like to actually present you with a small gift.
Thank you very much.
So yeah,
Thanks.
hope you have a nice day.
Thank you. Thanks.
Okay, so I'm Yen, if you don't already know. I'm the guy behind the matchNhack along with China. And so we are really glad to be working with Innova Kapital on this event in London. And we had one a few months ago in Stockholm. And a little background about me and China, we come from Singapore. But now we are doing an internship in Stockholm. That's where we came up with the idea, and we really hope this will get the developers and startups more engaged through this event. So to get the ball rolling, everyone has a schedule. Your paper, a piece of paper. That's the most important thing right now. So if you look at the paper, you see a agenda for the day. Timings may be subjected to changes, so we will keep you updated. But for now, we will stick to the times. And if you look at your own schedule, which starts from 12:30, you will see like the list of name of startups or the people for the startups, the people you are meeting.
Hardwired the stories whenever you get users. And do you think you should be able to
personal shopping services online where we offer bite-sized fashion.
Searching for service sites to meet people. So what we've done is we've adapted it to currently right now, and we're using the Olympic theme. So people who will come to London for the Olympics to meet people.
So we've created something called Seize the Day. Now, Seize the Day is a great product where you feed all of your sort of photos over the Olympic period and over any other sort of experience in life into the platform, and it kicks it out in like a cool collage, sort of chronological collage.
Basically, challenge accepted is a very simple idea that allows users and friends within your contact list to challenge another person. And the challenge is to be related to Olympic Games. And once the challenge has been sent, the user has the option to accept the challenge, and to prove that he actually completed it, he has to send in a picture, which will then allow different other users to sign up and see the challenge is accepted and rate the challenge. And this is the various tech users.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm building a PHP web service to facilitate communications between clients, and I've also built an iPhone application for users.
Wow, all that right now. That's pretty impressive.
I worked on the Facebook authentication and getting the list of contacts from Facebook.
Aha, okay, cool.
I worked on the Android application.
Ah, okay. So we have a complete product up and running then.
Absolutely, in only 5 hours.
Hi, we're Woo.com, and we are putting together a WAP prototype for our website, mobile website, based in Nigeria, West Africa. That's Brew and Michael.
All right. But how's the technology stack look like?
Backend we're using a bit of Java, mostly Java, enterprise Java. That's Java Spring Hibernate with MySQL. Front end, because it's web-based, we're using very lean HTML.
Ah, okay. Styling.
Mostly static, because since the phones that supposedly Nigeria uses aren't very compatible with most of the technologies. Most of them have JavaScript enabled, so we're dealing with really simple integrated, literally going back about 5-10 years.
Okay.
It's quite hard to work with them. We still backend should be still quite sophisticated. So it's like a really simplified version, basically.
Okay.
Or similar to a dating site, more like.
Aha, nice.
Yeah, hi everyone, my name is James. I'm the co-founder and CMO of Sorted. We're normally a mobile marketplace application, but we thought we'd do something new and sort of tailor it to the pitch for this. So we created Seize the Day, essentially strapline, share life experiences with the people that matter most. So quick show of hands to start with. Let's say, how many of you take pictures ever? Hands up, cool. And you upload them to Facebook, to Twitter, to things like that? Woo. It's gone viral already. Okay, great. And most people, they upload pictures, right? They want people to comment on them, to like on them, to interact with yourself and say how sexy you look and that sort of thing. So most people do this day in, day out. Now what we do with Seize the Day is we collate all of these photographs for specific experiences and we turn them into collages. So nice 30-40 second presentation style collages that show your experience over that week or that 2 weeks or going to the zoo or what have you in a very engaging way. I think that's time for the next slide. So what Seize the Day does is it takes content from your cherished memories over a specific period of time and incorporates it into a sleek, well-designed collage which you can share across social media. And over time, we envisage bringing video and music into this as well, so you can overlay songs and you can incorporate small clips from different videos throughout the presentation, so that you can also carpe diem, essentially, at the click of a button. So when somebody creates one of our lovely collages, they're given the option to share via social media, including Google+, not that many people use that. And as we found out earlier, most people do like sharing their photos, so why not share a whole collage of experiences as well? Social sharing service of this type will lead to viral marketing. And this will viral faster than it would do by any conventional marketing method, especially given the current period of time that we're in. Because people are travelling from over 205 different countries to London for the fantastic spectacle of the Olympic Games. They'll take millions of pictures, they'll all upload them online, so why not upload them to Seize the Day and spread their experiences of their Olympic time over their global networks, creating a worldwide viral factor. Now, over the course of the Olympics, we're expected, according to the Department of Transport, to have in excess of 500,000 people come here for the Olympic period. Just tourists, right? That's an increase of 260,000 people from the same period of time last year. So quite a big market, and that's 205 countries. So as I say, if you can leverage off of that community through social media, you're not just viraling across the UK and then hoping to break into Europe, you're viraling across the whole world from day one. So the challenge set to us today, essentially, was to come up with a great product which created a strong viral presence off the back of the Olympics. And we started out by looking at problems that would be faced during the Olympic Games. Transport issues, for example. Meeting lovely women, for example. And we just kept coming back to the same issue over and over again. If we tailored something specific to the Olympics, it would work for 2 weeks, and that's great. Working for 2 weeks. You can get 8 million people on your platform for 2 weeks, right? But if at the end of the 2 weeks, nobody uses it, who cares? I mean, situationally, seasonally relevant businesses are fantastic. But for me, it's a bit of a stretch to create something that works fantastically for 2 weeks every 4 years. And the beauty of Seize the Day is that it does satisfy an everyday need as well as being great for the Olympic period. Every day, people are coming back from holidays, from weekends away, from trips to the zoo, and a whole host of other things. And we want them to share their experiences in an engaging way on social media via Seize the Day. And we provide users with the ability to do exactly that. So while we will gear ourselves up towards the Olympics, we'll market around the Olympics, and we'll leverage off the once-in-a-4-year opportunity to go viral on a truly global scale, we're also creating a service which can be used by people over and over again throughout their everyday life. So that's Seize the Day. I'm going to show you sort of the version of the product that we've made today. If this works. There you go. It's a very sort of simple, stupid. We've already sort of led in all of the pictures essentially, and you can see it's cycling in chronological order throughout your photo experience. Obviously the photos are all pulled from Google, but every 10 seconds or so it transfers to another day. Now you can share this right now through Twitter, through Facebook. You can send it to someone specifically. When you like it, it shares virally down your Facebook wall, saying James just liked this collage on Seize the Day, for example. And again, you can Google Plus it if you don't want anybody to see your content. So that's Seize the Day. Thank you very much. Any questions?
Olympics-related website or app in 6 hours.
Challenge accepted.
Challenge Accepted is a highly viral, magnificently simple, cross-platform application that allows all of us to get involved with the Olympic spirit. The Olympics are, in themselves, one of the best examples of a viral campaign. It started in the 8th century BC and have been growing exponentially in terms of the number of people that have been at the games competing and the number of people that know about them. These 2012 London Olympics are the first fully socially integrated and connected Olympics. A special website has been set up called the Olympic Athletes Hub, and that allows us to communicate with the actual Olympians, to get in touch with them, to hear, to find out more about them. Most of the Olympians are also on Twitter, in fact over 2,000 are, and the ones that are have almost, well, over 16 million followers and fans. And of course Facebook, the most important social network. Once again, there's a Facebook page for the Olympics, and each of the athletes has their own Facebook fan page on which you can get in touch with them as well. So what is our app? First, you download and you launch Challenge Accepted. You send the challenge to one of your friends through our Facebook integration. So you just get involved in a race, potentially someone, Ocean, you get a Facebook notification for the other person because they don't have the app yet or in a viral campaign, and they get to press it and download it from there. Once they've got it, they can click and accept it. So here we have the Android version. They click the Challenge Accepted button, and the first person finds out they've accepted it. Once the challenge has been completed, they take a photo or some kind of evidence, something to prove that they've done it, and they, using the app, send it back to the original person who gave them the challenge. Once that's done, and the other person has confirmed that they've seen it, both people then post on their Facebook wall that person A has challenged person B to do something, and that person has successfully done it. So that takes us to virality. Let's consider we've got 5 weeks at the moment, 1 week before the start, 2 weeks of the main Olympics, and 2 weeks of the Paralympics. That's the time frame we're looking at now. We consider a 2 challenge per week per user number. And we consider an acceptance coefficient of about 70%. And we say that because it's a very direct app. So once you've challenged someone, it's like telling one of your friends to do something. It would be quite rude for them not to accept. Completion coefficient is low. I mean, a lot of people won't be able to compete in the same Bolton race. So we can assume quite a few people will drop out there. And now we get to the important thing, what we like to call the Barney-Stinson virality coefficient. It's that extra bit when every one of your friends finds out about the challenge once it's been completed. So we think there's 500 people on an average person's friends. So that makes 2 people, that makes 1,000. Some of them will be the same people, so it cuts down. We calculated it as approximately 0.3% of all the people that see someone else's challenge will actually go ahead and download the app. It's not a very high number at all, which gives us a total daily conversion rate of 0.4. And if we follow these numbers, considering the 5-week period, we will end up with 450,000 users at the end of the year, at the end of the period. But we haven't even talked about Olympic virality yet. That's standard, we could have done that without the Olympics. So what is the power of the Olympics? Well, like we said, there's 3 possible social media ways of accessing each one of the Olympics. And we'll use all of those. We'll use the hub, because that allows us to send messages. We'll use Twitter by mentioning each one of them. And we'll leave posts on the fan pages of each one of the Olympic athletes. So imagine we get to recruit one of them, just one of them, to challenge one of the other competitors using our app to beat them in some way. Well, it doesn't have to be another competitor, it could be one of their friends. They just have to put it out there on Facebook, and the other person needs to complete it. So assume that one person on the 7th day does that, and 1,000 people download the app. That's not a lot, they have 16 million followers. We end up with 8 million users at the end of the Olympics. So where are we today? We've got a server. We'll do a quick demonstration right now. The server is written in PHP with REST and JSON, the same technologies we use to get 42 tasks. We've got the iOS app and the Android app, and we've got Facebook integration. But we still need to build a website to actually inspire people to understand what it is that we're doing and get them more involved. And we need Twitter, because Twitter is the most important tool. It's just as important as Facebook to us in promoting this. So now, we challenge you to download the app and get involved with us and with the Olympics and be part of Challenge Accepted. Any questions? And should we have a demonstration?
We are Mood.com. Essentially, we've created a simple WAP or mini opera based web browser. It's a social discovery website. Keeping with the theme of the Olympics, you know, all the countries around the world coming into the UK within the next week or 2 weeks or whenever it is. And you know, the website we're using is to discover people of similar interests, similar minds, maybe from similar countries, find out, see what they're doing, where they're hanging out, where the girls are, etc., etc. So, keeping with that theme and bearing that in mind, I'm going to hand over to the guys to do a quick demonstration of what we've done today.
Okay, well, essentially the app, as you said, allows people to connect, especially tourists coming in. You probably don't know someone in London. So what we've done is, well, we've built an app, very basic functionality, for essentially a user logs in. For instance, this is athletes trying to connect. So I am an athlete in Kenya. I'm coming into London. I don't exactly know someone. But then again, I'm looking to have a nice dinner with a lady. She happens to be an athlete herself. So I essentially, she's one of the people that is registered with the service.
That's so well played. Yeah, right.
So if I check the lady out, I could ask, for instance, I could make a request to say, I'm interested in you. Well, essentially when that is done, she has the option to decide how do I respond to such an act. Should I accept, should I play hard to get, or should I reject? Now, when we're modeling the system initially, it was supposed to be a web-based system for Africa in relation to dating and connecting with people. So that's why our initial attempt was to build a web-based version. As you might know, it's somewhat different for the Olympics because people coming in here have more smartphones. But what we're trying to do was, given that the theme was the Olympics, we're trying to model it around it. So typically, it's supposed to be running on a device similar to this. But then again, our initial target was Africa, as opposed to UK. So that's where we focus our efforts in this regard. This is more supposed to be a demo-type prototype system. But then again, having worked on it, we think that there are lots of potential in this regard.
We also feel that our logo, our tagline, "Let the games begin," goes into the Olympic Games as well. So.
Go back to the other one as well. You know, we've added some functionality in there about private messaging, sending each other private pictures as well, which works quite well. And it also keeps the number of views you get. So if you hook up with more than one athlete, you can post about it. So.
Obviously, Tiger Woods is not there.
Yeah, Tiger Woods is a fairly promiscuous guy, so he's going to have a lot of views.
He's the first one.
Sending them or receiving them.
And you can send virtual gifts as well. So the whole concept is that you woo someone with a message, or you woo someone with a gift, depending on how good you are.
So that's private pictures.
And private pictures. So
that's us. Any questions? I think we would all really like to know what happens when Jessica plays hard to get.
We haven't got any private photos of Jessica, unfortunately. It's coming soon.
So where do you move this software from forward tomorrow?
After the Olympics.
Well, from tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
What's your next piece of functionality?
Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to work more on the prototype on the web format. We're also going to have a web browser because in Nigeria, I mean, 90% of the markets from feature phones. We also feel that a lot of the competition in the market right now don't actually have a web browser per se. So that's where we're going to be moving forward. And once we test it out, see how it is, maybe phase 2 we're going to go to smartphone market.
We really want to get developers and staff engaged, and at the same time have fun. So I hope that through this event, you guys actually get to learn from the startups, and the startups get to actually learn from the developers how you guys really work on both sides. And yeah, it has been a long day, and I think everyone is tired. But just give us like maybe 5 minutes, and you can have some snacks behind. And that's still 3 winners. And second prize goes to who?
I'd like to thank my parents for this opportunity.
You guys want to come to this end here?
I'll go in the middle.
Cool. 1, 2, 3. Cool. Yeah, nice. I really hope. I mean, it's not a big prize, but
You have the first prize. Keep that.
of course.
guys. Thank you. Cheers.
Okay.